Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and we've got another horror movie up for review. We're taking a look back at all the Exorcist films, and this one is Exorcist: The Beginning, which came out in 2004, and is a prequel to The Exorcist, which of course came out in 1973. Now, something funny about this film: they had ordered a prequel movie to the 1973 Exorcist, and was already made under the name Dominion, prequel to The Exorcist. Funny thing, the production executives at Morgan Creek Productions, they did not like the movie. They thought it would not be successful. So they asked for it to be completely redone, or I should say retooled. Like they take parts of it that they like and add parts which they want to make new. And it was Dominion prequel to Exorcist was actually directed by Paul Schrader. So they took the parts that they like and asked director Renee Harlin to, you know, retool the entire movie. Funny thing, the one that they thought people wouldn't like, the public wouldn't like, actually fared better than this one. Weird old situation. And movie executives, what do you think they know? They absolutely nothing. So the movie stars Stellan Skarsgård as a young, or I should say a younger Father Lancaster Merrin, Isabella Scorupco, very hot, and James Diazzi. Anybody else in this movie? Well, nobody really of that big a name. Anyway, so movie starts off with a battlefield set during the age of the Crusades. An injured priest is walking through the bloody battlefield, and he sees an impaled soldier who's about to die, holding a Pazuzu head pendant, the one that you see in the movies. And the priest looks around and sees lots of crusaders crucified upside down. Maybe that's what they call the crusaders. Across the desert. And anyway, go back to 1949, which is where the movie is actually set. In Cairo, Egypt, we see the young Father Lancaster Merrill, no longer a priest. He's become he's an archaeologist. So he's left the faith because it's completely shattered because of the events of World War II. So during World War II, he was a priest in a parish in occupied Netherlands, and a cruel Nazi commander asked him to select who the people that are going to be shot in front of him, and he had to choose. Otherwise, everybody in the village would be killed. So, but he's still not able to live with the guilt. He lost his faith in God, so now he's just the archaeologist, Lancaster Merrin. I don't know why do I want to say it Frank Merrin? It's Lancaster Merrin. So in Cairo, he is approached by an antiquities dealer named sommelier. Oh yeah, Ben Cross. Ben Cross is the sommelier, and he is seen in the first in Star Trek 2009 as Sarek. So that's another familiar face. I thought he looked familiar. So he is asked to find this. He tells him to go to this British excavation in a valley called Derati in British Kenya, the Turkana region, and they basically have excavated a Christian Byzantine era church which was built 500 AD, long before Christianity actually came to that region of Africa. So that's something very strange. So Sommelier tells him that he wants him to recover an ancient relic of a demon thought to be in the church, before the British Army can actually find it. So finally he agrees. He's joined by Father Francis, played by James Diazzi. He goes to the site and he meets with the local guide, Chuma. He meets the chief excavator, a British man named Jeffries, who's got these boils, disgusting looking boils on his face, and Dr. Sarah Novak, who's played by Isabella Scorupco. And basically the local tribesmen are fearing that these white men are going to come and dig up something that they can't handle, and a lot of them are disappearing or they're leaving in droves, because underneath they find under the church they find this demonic kind of pagan temple or whatever it is. I don't think it's pagan, but basically in it they find these statues of angels holding weapons under in the church. As they go down, it's pointing downwards, which means they have uh, uh, usually it's actually towards the heaven, but they're actually well down, which means they've actually um, uh, they're trying to hold something down, and it looks like somebody has vandalized and desecrated the church. The cross is now placed in an upside down position, but they don't really know who is coming. Um, and then basically underneath they find this the original archaeologist Monsieur Bession. He was the one who actually found the entrance, and he basically went nuts. 3 weeks earlier, he was transferred to a mental hospital in Nairobi. Benin visits him, visits his tent, sees a lot of drawings of the same demon artifact that he was asked to find, and he discovers Bession has carved a cross on his chest and is speaking the voice of the commander, the Nazi commander who tormented Merin during the war. Um, he gets from Father Gionetti, he gets, even though he's very skeptical, he's given the Roman rituals for exorcism and told to be careful. Merin says he's not going to need it. However, after a boy is, young little boy is killed, and the younger brother goes into this kind of stage, they fear that a demon has actually possessed him. Stillborn baby is born. There's maggots and all that stuff. The man who is involved in the dig, Jeffries, is killed by an unseen creature, and he's completely destroyed. They feel they come to they come underneath, and they see that the temple is actually dedicated to the statue of Pazuzu, basically, and so it was used to they conducted human sacrifices there, and then a little later they find out there's all the locals are fighting with the British Army. They feel like they've been trying to get the evil that is actually let out from there, which came to the valley initially 1,500 years ago. So they kept a false graveyard just to explain the missing people, and so the one of the Roman emperors ordered the church to be built over there to seal the evil forces and then cover the church. So that's how it happened in the year 500 AD. That's how the church actually gets to be there, because of the problem that was there of the pagan of the evil temple that was there dedicated to Pazuzu. And pretty soon he finds out that the young lady, the Dr. Sarah, she's actually possessed, and she wants to kill the young boy, take him for him. So Merin has got to fight her. Francis is killed, and it's only just Father Merin who has now regained his faith in the church, in Christianity, in God, and he fights fights the demon to get to save the boy, and he tries to save Sarah as well. Unfortunately, even though he's able to exorcise the demon away from her, she dies. She's not able to survive the possession, so she is dead. He takes the young boy, and he leaves from the church, and it gets covered in a sandstorm. Basically, history has repeated itself. So everybody is all the soldiers have been killed. The local tribes, they've killed each other, they've annihilated each other, and he goes back to take the boy to safety. And then he goes back to Rome. He's a priest once again. He meets with Semelier at a cafe, and he tells him he wasn't able to find the relic, but Semelier says, "You found something, didn't you?" And that's how the movie ends. It's pretty okay. I wouldn't say it's a great film. There's a lot leading up to it, which nothing major really happens for a long time, and But the last part is really fine. The way that Sarah, after being possessed by the, so apparently Sarah was the original archaeologist's wife, and they had gone um, to the church and the temple inside, and she got possessed by Pazuzu. So um, nothing really much happens for a long time, which is, I think, but towards the end, the fight between him and her is pretty awesome to see. And the way that she's after just seeing her with possession, the voice is given by Rupert Degas. So it's really nice to, I mean, it's a really fun kind of fight scene, to be honest, at the end. However, yeah, it's not as great as the others. I give it a I'll give it a 7 out of 10, a grudging 7 out of 10. I think the movie that they were actually scared about was actually better, which is Dominion prequel to The Exorcist. We shall watch that again, and I'll give you my review on that again. So yeah, that's basically it from me. Have a good night.